Welcome to the Base Space Network.
The purpose of this report is to reduce the occurrence of wastage in the product manufacturing process, which is an important matter in increasing the productivity of product production at Karangcraft Company, which is currently at a less than satisfactory level. We use the interview process that has been conducted on the Operation Executive, Development Manager and Senior Supervisor of the company to identify the waste that occur during product manufacturing at Karangcraft Company. We can see that from the 8 types of waste that occur in manufacturing companies, there are 3 main wastes faced by this company, which are defects, overproduction, and not utilized talent. As a result, 5S Lean practice is a practical and effective approach to help manufacturing companies like Karangcraft Company in reducing waste in the product manufacturing process and indirectly can increase customer satisfaction.
Downtime or mudah is carried out to produce product that meets the demands and needs of customer and indirectly reduce production costs. Therefore, it is one of the findings from the interview that has been conducted with the staff of Karangcraft. Among the waste that often occurs are defect, overproduction, waiting time, not utilizing talent, transportation, inventory, motion, and extra processing. Defect. For Karangcraft Company, it is likely that the product produced has defects such as faded color, folded paper, inappropriate temperature, puff paper, and so on. This defect occurs due to the machine inconsistency and inappropriate temperature, which causes paper fiber, ink to fade and lose its properties. Overproduction. The production of a product in this company exceeds the predetermined quantity. Usually, the product will be produced more than the actual quantity due to the customer demand and inconsistent machine problem. Next, waiting time. One way to deal with this is the need for the company to provide sufficient staff to handle the workload at the bottleneck, which some managers may target as a source of waste. Not utilized talent. Workers in the department must have skills in their fields such as operating machine, ensuring total production quantities, and so on. Problems like this can be linked to insufficient talent management and employee creativity. Failures like this can affect the company's productivity. Transportation. Transportation is the waste caused by the movement of something. If there is too much transportation, it tends to increase costs, waste time, increase the possibility of product damage. Next is inventory. This waste of inventory involves the storage of product that exceeds the demand. Raw materials in inventory consist of goods that will be transformed into a new product. It includes materials such as books, paper, and materials purchased from the suppliers for use in production. Motion. The layout in the company is quiet and productive. While employee can save time and energy, this company arranged this company in a more organized manner. Next is extra processing. Redundancy occurs due to the problem in terms of communication. Because of this process, redundancy occurs and cannot be controlled. There are 3 main risks faced by this company, which is defect, overproduction, and not utilized talent. First risk is in the defect part. In this part, it is very clear that there are defects that occur in the product produced, such as there are obvious defects that occur in the printing materials or production materials. This usually happens in the factory on the printing machine, and also the ambient temperature, faded color temperature is not suitable, where inappropriate temperature can cause paper fibers, ink, and so on to fade and lose their properties. Recommendation and improvement to overcome the problems of waste in this part is to ask this company to provide a new machine and use a machine that is faster in production and use an air conditioner room with the appropriate temperature for storing the goods that have been produced. The next is overproduction. For this problem usually occurs due to the receiving request from supplier. If there is no request from the supplier to buy the products that have been produced, the product will be sold to another supplier. As a result of the excess product produced, it gives awareness to the company in identifying more accurately products that can be produced in excess of otherwise, such as textbook. Therefore, this company must ensure the required quantity first before carry out the production process so that there is no waste. This is the cooperation of the employee to identify the quantity request by the supplier and ensure that the quantity is the same as the quantity produced. Lastly is not utilizing talent. The problem faced in this section is having workers who are less skilled in handling tasks such as printing, folding, and arranging paper with the correct technique, operating machine, and so on. Sometimes talented employees do not use their skills properly. Therefore, usually they do not express creativity in a comprehensive manner and result in such employees being insufficient and much needed by the company.
Mura is Japanese word that means unevenness or irregularity, specifically erratic output levels. Uneven production result in more frequent equipment failures, employee burnout, and harder planning tasks. Consistently stable levels of production enable a corporation to perform maintenance processes successfully and reduce worker weariness. Setting up a just-in-time production system could be the first step in coming up with a solution to prevent Mura in the workplace. A draw system from the manufacturing process is established by keeping little to no inventory in storage. This means that in order to provide an even workflow for workers, reduce the cost of inventory storage, avoid bottlenecks, and boost efficiency, the right parts must be created or delivered at the appropriate moment. To do this, business may decide to use Kanban to create that pull effect in manufacturing process. Mura is the cause of mudah. For example, the Mura situation experienced by Karang Craft Company is they had faced to increase output to fulfill goals even when there is no demand from customers. According to Operation Executive Encik Nur Azmi, this puts a strain on the shipping department as it scrambles to ship goods before the end of the month, forcing the sales department to scramble to try to meet orders. The outcome? Products are produced with flaws. Customers frequently receive erratic goods or services. Large orders are difficult to complete, and as orders stall, the factory floor becomes idle. Beyond one's power is an especially potent definition for Muri because it alludes to overworked personnel or machinery. Muri should be clear to be dangerous. Overworked workers are more likely to experience burnout, and the loss of situational awareness that result from weariness can be very dangerous. Similarly, overworked equipment will malfunction more frequently and can present entire new danger to everyone close. Muri could end out to be prevented by establishing standardized work. The definition of standardization is ensuring that every employee knows how to accomplish a work in a particular way. The current car company experienced a Muri problem when they performed lacks of proper maintenance. Because of this, machinery and equipment don't perform to their full potential. It will ultimately develop problems, malfunction, and lose its effectiveness. Each piece of equipment contains several pieces, and the unfavorable is unavoidable when they fail prematurely due to insufficient maintenance. It costs more maintenance, repair, and ultimately replace equipment that is not in use. They frequently fail to address these issues because some practitioners focus instead of reducing the time it takes to complete individual steps in a process by moving a few things around and then claiming savings when in reality what they frequently do is make the operator and the machine work harder without actually benefiting the process as a whole. Lack of proper maintenance on the old machine may cause mudah, a print fault, and other issues.
In conclusion, it is common to have a wastage and error in the production process. Typically, wastage can be occurred due to the continued uses of old machinery. The use of old machinery can create an excessive damage print-out which can bring a huge unnecessary loss to the company. Other than that, the non-involvement of high-skilled workers in the production process may bring a tons of problem and wastage. Therefore, the skill of high-skilled worker is needed to ensure the production process can be run efficiently. However, this problem can be countered through a careful planning before the production started. The company must emphasize a proper plan to smoothen the production process that can involve more costs. In addition, it is better to have a leader in every department, especially in production process. This can help to monitor the production process in detail to avoid any wastage and error. The practices of 5S Lean principle, which is sight, say in order, shine, standardize, and sustain, need to be implemented well to impact the high productivity of the organizations. All in all, it is vital to have a proper planning and approach to sustain a business for a longer period.